Owen, can we take it from that the back's feeling okay?
Yeah, the back feels good. The back feels good. Yeah, delighted, absolutely delighted with the way it's come through like that, particularly probably with the fielding. That was one of the bigger worries, turning and diving and all sorts. So, yeah, very happy at the moment.
Can you tell us how it feels when you're in the middle of an innings like the one you played today, and if you've ever quite been in that zone before?
Yeah, never have I ever thought that I could play a knock like that. I'm delighted that I have. I think coming in at the time where it was a 50-50 shout, whether myself or Joss went in, probably helped that, because after I faced a few balls I had no choice. I had to start taking risks because of him coming in next, and then after I got dropped, it was a matter of just keep going. Yeah, one of those days.
And sitting top of the table after that, nice boost for the guys? I
think it is. I think certainly going into Friday's game against Sri Lanka, another game where if we can produce the level of intensity at which we operated at today, I think it'll leave us in a really good place. I know we made some mistakes today, but I thought the level at which we operated at, you can't fault.
Right at the back of the room.
You know that you've broken the world record of most number of sixes, and the players who held that record were Chris Gayle, AB de Villiers and Rohit Sharma. So how does it feel to break the record of these big hitters?
Honestly, don't know. It's weird. It's very strange. It's something like I mentioned, along with the innings, it's something I never thought I'd do. So it's a nice place to be. I think I'm probably just becoming a target for guys in the changing room to, take down. The 100 I scored is considered a slow one in our changing room. Guys talk about it all the time. So, yeah, tough skill.
Lawrence and then Vish.
Owen, were there moments when it was tough on your back taking quick singles at all? And did that actually help you go for the big shots?
Yeah, well, I think myself and Joe aren't the quickest anyway, so it's not really an issue. But turning and stuff, there was a little. Yeah, it took a bit of time before I could get confidence moving.
And did that help you with your decisions to actually go for broke?
To go, yeah. No, it was just a time where I had to take it on. Probably 18 overs to go when I first started to come in, or 20 overs left. So it was go time.
Vish?
Owen, have you been doing anything? Sorry.
Sorry.
Have you been doing anything differently with regards to your six hitting? Because throughout your career, it's something like you hit six every 35 balls. But even before today, in 2019, you're hitting them every 20. Have you? Obviously, that's quite a big jump. Have you been doing anything specific about it?
And not a lot. I've actually probably done a little bit less. I think it's just sort of where I'm looking to score has changed over the course of my career. I think I've scored a lot squarer early on in my career, whereas I look a little bit more down the ground now. And I think when you look down the ground, your mistake is almost going to look square, which still gives you a chance of hitting a six.
Dean to Alikum.
Owen, it's interesting to hear you say that you never thought you could play an innings like that when for the last 4 years you've been asking players to reach for the skies and push their limits and do things that they didn't think they could do. And so is that not, are you not following your own kind of guidelines?
Yeah, I am. Well, to be fair, the last 4 years I've probably played the best in my career, but that hasn't involved a 50 or 60 ball 100. I've scored one at Middlesex that was, I think it was 55 or 56. So I thought I could, I would have it in the locker somewhere, but it's never happened. So I sort of gave up on it a little bit.
And the fact that you have gone out and done it in a World Cup, maybe unfortunately for you, you've scored more runs in one innings than you had done in previous editions of World Cups. How does it please you that you've been able to do it on the biggest stage at the kind of pressure moment?
Yeah, it does. It does. Simply, the Champions Trophy 2 years ago, I had a couple of scores. I would have liked to have gotten more. But this is where it matters. All the work over the last 4 years, over the course of my career, it's all sort of comes to the front now.
Your team has already certain to qualify for the semi-final, and then semi-final stage is very crucial. So you will play with the same strategy, or you have a special thing some for the semi-final stages?
No, nothing special.
Nothing
Keep it simple.
special.
Yeah,
Okay.
keep it simple.
Gentleman here on the left.
Gilchrist had once said about hitting a six, the best thing about hitting a six was that more than anyone else in the ground, he knew first that the ball was going to go for six. What is the special feeling for you about a six?
That's exactly the same. It's like hitting a golf ball off the tee. You're the only you think it's going straight, you're the only person that knows at the time. It's a very special feeling.
Dave here, second row, and then George. I'll take a few more on this side.
Oh, now how touch and go were you to play in this game this morning, and did you have to have any painkilling injections or anything like that?
To be honest, this morning went pretty smoothly. Early start, getting my back hot and all the muscles moving. I didn't have any injections this morning. I just had medication like tablets for today's game. So yeah, it was good. I got down to the ground early, had a little bit of a fitness test, a little bit of a bat, and I was just good to go.
George on the end there. Then Guy, and then we'll take one more. The gentleman at the front, then we're done.
Cheers. Well batted. When you came in, were England about on target, or did you think you needed to?
We were on target for 280, 290, maybe 300. I thought it was quite cagey. Thought the wicket was a little bit tacky, and we were always talking about getting a late 200 score, and that we thought that would have been enough to be competitive.
Right. So that you thought was par, probably under 300.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I hate to change the subject from the batting, but the bowling wasn't too bad either. Wood and Archer, good again?
Yeah, very good. I think on a wicket that didn't offer a great deal, it had really good bounce and turned a bit for the spinners. But seam movement or swing, it had none. So when guys execute, hitting a good length, using their bouncer well, it is satisfying because it's very hard to do. And when the ball doesn't move around, it obviously means your pace is important, and all three guys' pace looked good today. So yeah.
Ian, you were very harsh on our Rashid Khan of all people. Was that deliberate, or he had a terrible off day?
It certainly wasn't deliberate. We don't go into any game with any preconceived ideas about how guys can play, because anybody can have a bad day. He's obviously a very, very good bowler, and we've experienced that before. He's performed extremely well for a long period. But like all good players, it's when you probably learn the most about yourself when your backs are against the wall, and it's probably the same case.